starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let's get that crowd call going on up here. It's your boy Doc Holiday. We back. We are back again. And again, we're back with another HBCU tonight. It's a midday special, as always. But make sure that you like the stream. Make sure you comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. As you see, this week, I let my hair down. It's in the braid out, so we rocking it out just like this until I get it done. Get it back going again. But I appreciate everybody for joining me today. I know everybody's at work, so you want to go ahead and get your work fixed. Get your HBCU news and sometimes your gossip. All you gotta do is just hit the stream. Hit the stream and make sure that you participate. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get out everything as far as our announcements, basically like it's church. So we'll be right back in just a second.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber.
Oh, hold on.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shout outs, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
And we back again. We are back. Excuse me. We are back. And of course, still trying to get used to this thing right here. So I was just trying to add some pictures to kind of load up right here, make it look a little bit more professional than what we have right now. So I'm gonna work on that. Probably later on today. But we are here as always. And the first thing we got coming up today is, as far as news goes, and for the show, you already see the title, the Queen of the SWAC is back. All right, the Lady Tigers take their 5th consecutive regular season title. And not only did we get our 5th regular season title for the SWAC, we did receive some votes in the AP Top 25. We are one of those mid majors that have been doing it, and we've been doing it in style. Also, um, we are on a 16-game winning streak. So after last night's game against Prairie View, which was a 10-point victory over the Lady Panthers in Prairie View, Texas, um, we are 16-0 in conference play and also 21-6 overall. We have not lost a game. The Lady Tigers, Coach Tamika Reed, Queen Tamika Reed, has not, this Tigers team has not lost a game since the loss against the Lady Longhorns, University of Texas. That was in December. We are on a 16-game winning streak. Started out of conference schedule, which was a hard and grueling schedule to be exact, at 5-6. And basically, we all know what happens once conference play starts. These ladies know what to do, and they have continued to shine since that last loss. Excuse me, against University of Texas. But it's not going to show that there were trials and tribulations in this trials and tribulations within this 16-game winning streak. That also meant that we are undefeated at home, undefeated on the road, with 2 home games left. One is a pivotal game on Thursday against University of Arkansas Pine Bluff against Coach Don Thornton's squad. That should be a game to watch. It doesn't determine any other outcome other than the fact that these are the 2 heavyweights in the conference right now that's going to square up on Thursday night in Jackson at that AAC. So let's get into it. Let's get into the stat. Let's go ahead and get to the stats from last night's game. Excuse me, y'all. I'm just kind of waking up a little bit. Like I said, Jackson State defeats Prairie View 75-65. In fact, Jackson State led this game at halftime, 34-28 at halftime. Going into the fourth quarter, we seen Prairie View kind of chop the lead down to, let's see. So chop the lead down. So at the end of the third quarter, it was 49 Jackson State, 50 Prairie View. Prairie View took the lead in the towards the end of the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, we seen the offensive output, the offensive outburst by Jackson State, scoring 26 in the final quarter. Now we have, as far as our leading scorer, basically it's Tilly, Talon Bowler. Talon Bowler came in through with the clutch, 21 points overall. Was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, which was a great thing. 7 of 14 from the field, from the floor, shooting 50% from the floor, a little bit over almost 84% from the free throw line. As Talon Bowler, she does what she does. She does what she does. She does it, and she does it well. So we also got contributions from, of course, Maya Crump, who basically during this 2-game Texas road trip, she went back home to Houston. You know, she's a Houston Yates product, Jack Yates, third ward product. She pitched in 16 points. I'm sorry, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block to go along with that. To help out Talon Bowler do what she do. Kishana Luckett coming in the clutch, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. But she had 5 turnovers, which I think when it comes down, when it comes get ready to come down into conference tournament play, the turnovers would be cut down. Because in a sense, in the end, Coach Reed, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Queen Tamika Reed, because that's what she is in the SWAC. That's what she is to us at Jackson State. She is more of a perfectionist. So she wants to make sure that the turnovers are low. She wants to make sure that we don't get into any kind of foul trouble, especially when tournament time comes around. So what does this mean for the Lady Tigers of Jackson State? In a sense, I feel like we won't get a 15 seed. Depending on how we do in this conference tournament, if we win the conference tournament, we have to win the conference tournament to qualify for the NCAA playoffs. We all know what happened last season. Good morning, Israel. We all know what happened last season. We fell short against Southern University. They came and represented the conference. They ended up playing. I forgot who they played in the first round of the tournament. But this season, what we are seeing right now is a level of dominance that we have not seen in such a long time. Now, what does this mean for Queen Tamika Reed and the Lady Tigers in 5 years since she's been at the school? 5 years since she's been at the school, I think she is 81-4 in conference play. Y'all know she earned her 100 victory earlier this season, but 81-4 in conference play says a lot. Not only that, she's 49-1. 49-1 in the last 3 years. 49-1 in the last 3 years. Only other coach that has done that in the last 3 years, in a 3-year span, in a 3-year clip, is that coach down in Columbia, South Carolina, Dawn Staley. And we all know what she has done to that program for the Lady Gamecocks, University of South Carolina. She's gone undefeated in SEC play, which is very hard to do, especially on the women's side. And also, she has gone undefeated in basic, tournament play. She is the real deal when it comes down to it. Appreciate my uncle sending me stuff, sending me something, man. I appreciate you, uncle. Love you. Hey, Jeremiah, what's going on, bro? We got some baseball talk for you, man. So you're gonna like that. You're gonna like that for real. But like I said, we got Prairie View. Sorry about that, y'all. Had to text my aunt back. Again, so let's get back into these stats. We got Miss Jackson. we got Miss Angel Jackson out there, basically manning down the paint. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, and then 4 blocks to add on to what we have in total as far as 7 blocks total as a team. Didn't have any turnovers, which was a great thing. But she had 4 personal fouls. They did get her into foul trouble yesterday. So now, what does this do right here? Basically, it's slow motion right now. But I feel like at the end of the day, she's getting this team ready for she's getting the team ready for Pine Bluff, and then the last game of the season against Mississippi Valley. Now, if you want to try to see if we can get some streaming going on in there, let me know. Let me know. That way we can go ahead and get all this taken care of on the back end today, and we can have it out of the way by Saturday. So, of course, like I said, Queen Tamika Reed with her 5th consecutive regular season title. Now, y'all know I'm a big wrestling fan. Like I say, and I would have to do this. I wish I had a video of this. In fact, let me see if I can find that video. Anyway, I can't find that video. I was trying to see if I could find. I was just trying to see if I could find the Booker T video, so where he put up his hand 5 times. Just repeat it after me. Miss Mary, how you doing? 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. SWAC regular season champs. I had to do it. So, like I said, I'm a big wrestling fan. So, don't sue me. Don't beat me up. But that's just the big kid coming out of me. On the other side, like I said, Prairie View did give them a challenge yesterday. And Prairie View always give us a challenge on the women's side. Miss Ryan Payne was the high scorer for the Lady Panthers. 21 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. She filled up the stat sheet like she's supposed to. And that's the reason why she's one of the most premier players in the SWAC on the lady side also. Like I said, this puts their record, Jackson State's record, at 21-6. They led 16-0 in conference play. Basically, the field is going to be set from the last 2 games of the season. Jackson State women is going to be the number 1 seed in this tournament, followed by Grambling, who has done a remarkable job also, going 13-3 in conference play right now, and 19-8 overall. And I feel like Grambling and Pine Bluff kind of are the bigger competition in the SWAC right now, and especially when the conference tournament starts, they will be in gunning for that SWAC tournament crown also. So, like I said, congratulations to Coach Reed. Congratulations to the Lady Tigers of Jackson State. Uh, Continue to excel on the basketball court. Continue to be pioneers in the sport of women's basketball. Continue to be trailblazers as student athletes. So from Doc Holliday and the Overdrive family, we give you a big congratulatory. Congratulations, standing ovation. And let's see what we got. The other news coming up today. So before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get a shout out to our sponsor, Merch Sports. So go ahead and check out his new line, the new collection, Black College Football Fan Club. Also go check out his collection with the Hoops Guys and Goddesses. We'll be right back.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holliday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
And we are back. We are back. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it. The Jackson State men's basketball team is back on track. We split the series between Texas Southern and Prairie View. So we did our Texas two-step. We lost one at Texas Southern in Houston. Then we go up the road 50 miles northwest to Prairie View, Texas, over there on Alta Vista Plantation. And we come home. We bring out a victory against the Panthers of Prairie View, Texas. It is so funny. Like I said, my niece, for those that don't know or that kind of didn't know, my niece goes to Prairie View. So I texted her. I texted her last night. I was at work, to be exact. And I watched the game last night on my phone. And I texted her. I said, I'm like, Poo, did you at the game, man? And she's like, in her voice, no, Uncle David, I didn't go to the game tonight. I had to study for my midterm, which I am very proud of. I'm very proud of my niece doing what she do. I'm very proud of my stepson doing what he doing. I'm very proud of my nephew over at Clark Atlanta doing what he do. Don't know about that yet, but let me get into that. So she's like, in her exact words, she's like, Uncle David, our sports is trash. Only thing that's good here is baseball and soccer. I do go watch that, but I don't know about the basketball team. I just go support a couple of people on the basketball team, but I got midterms coming up, which, like I said, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. So she's doing what she's doing, and that's it. That's a little story right there. But on the men's side, last night, Jackson State comes out with a 5-point victory over Prairie View, 79-74. In this game, we only trailed for at least a minute or two in this game. We did get this game in the second half up by, we were up in 1 point by 15 points. One point we were up 55-40 in the second half. And of course, in grand style, Jackson State men's basketball, we just let them come back. We let them come back. But the crazy thing is, we kept the lead, but basically they kept it close. So, high score from last night is Ken Evans Jr. As always, 23 points. He was 9-14 from the free throw line, 7-12 from the floor. Trayon Johnson, the high rebound with 9, and the leading assist man is Kevion Hunt, 3 assists to 4 turnovers and in 30 minutes of play. Now, I don't know about the severity of Kevion Hunt's injury. Hopefully, he can be back by Thursday. If not, he should be back by Saturday. What I saw last night looked more like an ankle injury than of a knee injury. So hopefully should be getting back to Jackson. Should got back to Jackson last night or early this morning. Get some ice on that thing, get some treatment, and see if he can be able to go on Thursday. If he's not going to be able to go on Thursday, we just got to do what we just got to do with what we have. And also, pretty much we won't know. We won't know. But this puts us at 13-16 in overall. I think that makes us 9-7 in conference play. We are holding on to the 6th seed. So now, if the season was to end today, of course, Alabama State is mathematically eliminated from tournament contention. We will be playing Alcorn if the standings hold up to where it's at right now. We will be playing Alcorn in the the quarterfinal round of the SWAC tournament if the season's ended today. Now, let's get back to the score. Let's get back to the stats over here. Like I said, Ken Evans. We had 4 Tigers in double figures. One was close to being the double figures, which was Jordan O'Neal. Colter Young had 13 points with his 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. So he filled up the stat sheet last night. Of course, Ken Evans, like I said, had a high 23 points. Also had 7 rebounds, 2 assists to go along with 2 turnovers. Zeke Cook, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. And Kevion Hunt, before his injury, he had 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Like I said, to go along with 4 turnovers before he got injured last night. And Jordan O'Neal, big man, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, no blocks last night for him. But he almost had a double-double. What I saw last night, pretty much what I saw last night, Prairie View doubled. They pretty much, as soon as the ball got into the paint, soon as the ball got into O'Neal's hand, they pretty much doubled him in the paint, kind of bracketed him. They played somewhat of almost a soft zone and to switch into a man defense in the half court set. So once the ball got into Jordan O'Neal's hand in the post, They kind of they basically kind of double him in the post, but they kind of flash to double him. Then they have to run back to their man because not only that, they left them open. That leaves a man open for the 3-point shot. And as far as what we did from the 3-point line, we were not as good on the 3-point line. We shot 25% from 3-point range, 3 of 12. Two of those by Mr. Bell and the other one by Mr. Young. Shot 62% from free throw line, 16 to 26, but we were 47% from the floor, 30 of 64 for 47% from the floor, which that's very good by basketball standards. You want to be up in that 40, between a 45 to like a 48, 49 shoot percentage range. Over anything over 49, 50, 51, 52, that means that you was clicking on all cylinders. For Prairie View last night, Charles Smith IV was their leading scorer with 19 points. The leading rebounder was Mr. Miles. He had 9 rebounds last night. And their leading assist getter was Mr. McGaskey. He had six assists with 2 turnovers. So Charles Smith IV had 19 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Also, Mr. Hopkins for Prairie View, 16 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Mr. Miles, to go along with those 9 rebounds, also had 15 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Pretty much, they only played. They played them both teams. We only played a 9-man rotation. We played the nine-man rotation last night, so pretty much this game was pretty much evened out. Now, what I did get upset at the fact was why every time we get a lead when we're up by more than 10 points, going into the second half or early in the second half, towards the middle of the second half, we lose that lead, or the lead gets chopped down to the point where I'm like, dude, what is you doing? Like, I'm not questioning Coach Mo's his coaching ability or his coaching style. But sometimes I feel like we kind of need to make some adjustments on the fly to kind of curtail those type of runs when it comes down in the second half. So even if we're up 15 points and let's just say Prairie View got it down to, let's say, 7, I'm calling a timeout to kind of slow down their momentum. Because to me at the end, if you get them if they come down and they get down to about 3 or 2, it's too late now because they have so much momentum. They have so much motivation to try to get the job done, to try to beat you. So if it's down, you're at 15 points. Let's say they get down by 8, they cut it to like 9, 8, or 7. I'm calling a timeout to stop that, to curtail that momentum, and then you gotta tighten up the defense. And what I saw last night in this game, as far as with turnovers go, we had 14 turnovers in this game, only to 9 for Prairie View. So basically, we have to be more responsible and more careful with the basketball. We cannot give up any type of silliness or any type of silly foul to give them some sort of an advantage or give them some sort of motivation to say, hey, we can beat these guys right here. And I know damn well some of these teams in the SWAC cannot beat Jackson State even if we had a full slate, I know dang on well none of these teams could beat Jackson State. Like I said, we would have had a Deshaun Ruffin out there, be the point guard facilitator. Plus, he's also a scorer too. Uh, having Chase Adams, uh, now it would be kind of iffy because Deshaun would have been a starting point guard. I think Chase would have came off the bench, but he would have provided some scoring opportunities and some passing opportunities for the team. This way if they were not injured. And then Mansell, basically another big body on the board. And Mr. Cornelius, if he did not get hurt in the game. I feel like his contributions coming off the bench, as far as his scoring and passing, will help kind of basically kind of offset some of the things that we have been almost lacking for the whole season. And for us to be down four key players, and the only one that is not going to be coming back will be Chase Adams because his eligibility is up. I don't know how that's gonna play out, but I don't see anybody in the SWAC touching us. Man, the only team that probably would give us some fits will be the Grambling squad. And we'll get into them in just a second. But like I said, what I liked last night, I saw what I liked. I kind of was fed up with some things that I did not like. So now we go back into they're back in Jackson. Last two games of the season again. Against Pine Bluff, Saturday against Mississippi Valley. Both of those games, I think, are either at 7 or 7:30. So y'all make sure the last two games y'all pack out the AAC, and basically get your popcorn ready. All right. So, like I said, we split the Texas series. We lose one to Texas Southern, but we get the dub against Prairie View. We kind of get our revenge back against Prairie View because remember, Prairie View came into Jackson and beat us. Well, in fact, they came into Jackson and beat us to sleep, and that was I think that was in January to be exact. Yeah, that was in January. They beat us by 9. So both Texas teams we split the series with both Texas teams. We are 1-1 with both Texas teams. So like I said, we gotta finish strong. Gotta finish strong these last two games. Basically to get a better seeding in the conference tournament. Win the last two games. And we probably would play Texas Southern again if that was the case. We probably would play Texas Southern again if we win the last two games. Don't know how this is going to shake up because y'all already know down the stretch the SWAC anything can happen in the SWAC, especially on the men's side. On the women's side, we already know what's going to happen. We already know what's up. So on both squads, we just gotta keep it going. We gotta keep it going. We gotta keep the momentum going, push through, and celebrate. Celebrate overcoming a lot of obstacles, especially on the men's. So we shall see this coming weekend. Now we're gonna move on to the next thing on the docket for tonight. So we're gonna go into the HBCU basketball recap. So Grambling last night basically did the Drake, put out the back-to-back. So they are back-to-back regular season champs on the men's side. So did that last night with a victory over Bethune-Cookman, 69-60. like I said, that puts them at 13-3 in the conference, 16-13 overall. In their home schedule at 9-3, which is one of the top, basically one of the top home records in the conference. Alcorn defeats Texas Southern 82-79, and FAMU loses to Southern University 58-44. And I always math, and so let me get into the conference. Go ahead and get to these conference standings. On the men's side, Grambling is 13-3. Southern and Alcorn at 11-5. Alcorn is on a 7-game winning streak right now. So they are one of the hotter teams in this conference. Especially get ready to go into conference tournament play. So that is another team that you have to look at. The Bussy Boys out there on the reservation is making a strong push to say this is still our league. Texas Southern comes in at 11-6 in conference play. Bethune-Cookman 10-7. Jackson State 9-7. Alabama A&M 8-8 is tied with Pine Bluff at 8-8. And then the last four, Alabama State, Prairie View, FAMU, and Valley, like I said, they're all eliminated from postseason play. Thursday will be a big game for Alabama. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead for Alabama A&M. Thursday will be a big game for them because they still will determine seeding for 2 through 8. So Alabama A&M has Grambling, and they have on Thursday, and they have Southern on Saturday to end their season. And both of those games are at home. So if you are in Huntsville, or whatever you call it, normal, whatever you want to call it, go fill out that event center. Don't just make it a one-time thing for when y'all play Alabama State. Go fill it out, because these last two games will determine where you're going to be seated in the tournament. So that's what we got right there. Bethune-Cookman, their last game is against Florida A&M in Tallahassee. I shouldn't expect nothing but a dub from Bethune against the lowly Rattlers of Florida A&M. So make sure y'all tune in to that game also. Reggie Theus has done a great job with that school. He's done a great job with that squad. And on the women's side, let me go ahead and get on the women's side, and let me go ahead and get it to the MEAC too. So on the women's side, of course, like I said, Jackson State women 16-0, followed by Grambling at 13-3. I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if the conference tournament final will be Jackson State versus Grambling. Other than Jackson State versus UAPB. It might happen. Pine Bluff and Southern are tied at 11-5. Alabama A&M is at 10-6. FAMU and Prairie View tie up for 7-10, and Alcorn is at 6-10. So, let me see. Now, it's still not over. Like I said, it's still not over because uh, Bethune-Cookman is not eliminated. It's not mathematically eliminated. They're sitting at the number. They're sitting at the number 9 spot um, in tournament play. But like I said, they do have the last game against Bethune-Cookman, and I'm expecting Bethune Lady Wildcats to get it going. I expect them to beat uh, the Lady Rattlers in Tallahassee this weekend, and I expect them to basically uh, take that. I expect them to take that 8 or 7 spot. It all depends. It all depends on how the rest of the schedule lines up for Saturday. Uh, let's see. So they already have a victory over FAMU in Bethune. That was January the 6th. So they already have a victory over Bethune in the game in the contest, this rivalry. So if Bethune defeats FAMU, Bethune will take will take the series over FAMU. Also, they will take that spot from FAMU in the conference tournament. Then it all depends on how the rest of the teams do on Saturday. So if you look at it, Alcorn is sitting at 6-10 right now. They have 2 games left against Mississippi Valley and against Pine Bluff. To me, I'm gonna be honest with you. They'll split it. They'll split that. Now, it'll be a surprise if Valley women go into Lorman and steal one from them. It would be surprising if the Lady Devils go into Alcorn, go down to the reservation, and steal one from the Lady Braves. And then the last game of the season is at Lorman against Pine Bluff. If Zay Green is playing in this game, I don't see them winning this game whatsoever. I'm being real on that. In fact, the last time those 2 teams played, Coach Dawn must have said something to them to piss these girls off because they put a 23-piece on them. Flats, number flats. That game was 80-57 in Pine Bluff. So it all, like I said, Valley can still win, even though they're mathematically eliminated from the tournament. They can still win and just create. It just cause so much havoc with the last with 5 through 8. With 5 through 8, it can happen. It can happen. And then of course, like I said, against Pine Bluff, they were lackluster, and Coach Thornton had them had them on their heels. Sorry to say that. So Alcorn can actually be mathematically eliminated, and that could push Bethune-Cookman up to that 8 spot. Prairie View ladies have Texas Southern in Houston, and the last time they played the game in Houston, they played each other in February. Prairie View defeated Texas Southern 78-65. And that was February the 3rd. Now they're playing in Houston. Texas Southern did kind of make a little bit of noise. They're on a 1-game winning streak. So it kind of, you can go either way. It can go either way. It all depends. So Texas Southern and Valley can play spoiler to these teams that they're playing, because these are rival games right here. That's the reason why they put them at the last game of the season. Other than that, we shall see. We shall see what happens. Thursday and Saturday, it's tree shaking elimination right now. So we shall see coming up. And also shout out to the Lady Spartans for Norfolk State for winning they back-to-back MEAC regular season champions this year. So go ahead and get on to the women's side of the MEAC. They played yesterday. Central defeats Morgan State 63-58. Howard takes an 18-point victory over Delaware State. Norfolk State again with a 12-point victory over Maryland Eastern Shore, and Coppin State defeats South Carolina State 65-33. On the women's side, the MEAC again, you have Norfolk State 12-1 right now in conference play, 23-5 overall. They have won 11 straight. In fact, their last loss. Let me pull up their last loss. Their last loss was in January. Their last loss was to Howard. That was January the 20th. That was a 13-point victory over Norfolk State for Howard, 73-60. After that loss, they had not lost the game in 2 months. So Thursday, we shall see what happens. So this will kind of determine tournament play for the MEAC. Howard versus Norfolk State in Norfolk, Virginia. That game is at 4:00. It's going to be on ESPNU. On the women's side, it's going to be on ESPNU. Like I said, for the standings, because the conference only has 8 teams, all 8 teams qualify for the conference tournament. Howard can be a nuisance to Norfolk State, and I feel like, in a sense, in the end, this is going to be the actual. I feel like this is going to be actual tournament championship game, Norfolk versus Howard on the women's side. And to me, and I'll be honest with you, I know a lot of people don't really kind of fool with Liv, but in a sense, she's kind of right. Why would, if Norfolk and Jackson State women breeze through the conference tournament, they win the conference tournament crown, why would they need to be a 15th seed? I should see them being the 14th seed with the level of play. And both of them have pretty good out-of-conference schedules. I could also see them being the 13th seed. It all depends. I believe what Dawn Staley said last year in NCAA tournament, where she played these girls last year. She said they are not a 16 seed, so stop doing them an injustice. And that's how I see it. So, but it would be fun, you know. It would be fun to see. It would be fun to see both schools just just for not even just an exhibition to see where these teams rank at. Like for real, I want to see that. I would want to see that, and I would want to see if that's the case. Hopefully next year for next season, Coach Reed, and I forgot who the head coach is for Norfolk on the women's side. Uh, they should schedule each other in the regular season before we do conference play. I think that would be great. Oh Lord, I get tired of. I got an email from my apartment complex. I get tired of them cutting the water off. Not for the whole complex. Ugh, irritates me. But yeah, we got some things to talk. There's some things that's going on. I love I love what's going on with our women's sports. I love to see what's going on with our men's sports. Uh, Hopefully, we have the same type of vibe when tournament play starts and get the same type of intensity. What we saw with the CIAA tournament last week. I hope we get the same type of crowd enthusiasm in both of our tournaments next week. So, other than that, uh, like I said, shout out to Grambling. Shout out to Grambling. I'll give another shout out to Coach Green. So y'all know who Coach Green is. He's an assistant women's basketball coach, and he's also a head tennis coach over at Russ College. Um, but congratulations to Russ College women's basketball for winning the GCAC women's basketball tournament for the fourth straight year. Congratulate to those ladies out there in in Holly Springs, up there in Holly Springs, for taking another championship this season. Um, and then, like I said, Norfolk women with the back-to-back MEAC champs. So yeah, shout out to both of those programs. Shout out to Grambling men program for taking the SWAC back-to-back in regular season in the SWAC. Shout out to Coach Reed and the Lady Tigers for doing it back to back to back to back to back SWAC regular season champs. So after this break, we'll be right back and we'll get into some more serious talk. We get into some baseball talk, and we'll get to more serious talk, which might affect some universities down the line. But here goes the commercial.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
Welcome back again. Welcome back. So, what we got on the deck right now? We got some baseball news, y'all. We got baseball news. So, this is very interesting. I love what's going on right here. This is so interesting. Let me get to that article right now. All right, so Jackson State and North Carolina A&T received votes in latest National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association NCAA Division I poll, which is that is a great thing to go about. Because why? First of all, Jackson State is sitting at 9-3 right now. We did take a we did pull out the brooms against Alcorn this past weekend. In this game, in that series, we scored 21 runs in the series, and also that bad man, Joseph the Hitman Eichelberger. That's why I'm gonna call him. So that's why I'm calling. He the Hitman. Y'all know, like I said, I am a wrestling fan. So all he needs is the Hitman shades and the music to come out too. That's him. That Eichelberger. That's him. Man still leads the nation in batting average right now. I think he also leads the nation in OPS, on base percentage. I think he leads in mostly in most hidden categories right now. He did hit his first home run this past weekend against Alcorn. But he is you call him the Macho Man. You said I call him the Macho Man. I don't know. I like the Hitman because man, he banging out hits. He banging out hits out there. So Jackson State 9-3 overall swept conference rival Alcorn State this past weekend, scoring 21 runs while allowing Alcorn just 11 runs during the 3-game series. JSU's overall play on the diamond is winning ball games. Now, North Carolina A&T with an overall record of 9-2 swept its 3-game non-conference series with Eastern Illinois University. The Aggies scored 20 runs during the series and held its opponents to 10 runs. The pitching staff recorded 25 strikeouts during the contest. Both teams have scheduled midweek games. So Jackson State hosts Russ College with a doubleheader on today. So this afternoon, JSU plays this weekend in Memphis with a scheduled contest on Friday, March 8th against Presbyterian College, March 9th against Butler University, and then March 10th against basically University of Memphis. North Carolina A&T hits the road traveling to Jacksonville, Florida, taking on the University of North Florida on Wednesday, March 6th. The Aggies open a 3-game series visiting the University of South Florida in Tampa on March 8th through the 10th. This marks the second straight week that the Jackson State baseball program have received votes in the latest NCAA Division I Top 25 poll. The 2024 poll voters come from among 33 college baseball writers and related media persons from throughout the nation. The 24th season features 305 NCAA Division I baseball playing schools. So number one in the poll right now is Wake Forest, followed by LSU. TCU coming in number 3, Arkansas, Oregon State, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Florida, Clemson, and Duke round out the top 10. Then for the top 20, it'll be Virginia, Vanderbilt, Alabama, North Carolina, NC State, East Carolina, Texas Tech, Dallas Baptist, Coastal Carolina, and Auburn. And then rounding out the last 5 in the top 25, Florida State, UC Irvine, South Carolina, Texas, and then Kentucky. And then schools that receive votes, like I said, we received a vote. Jackson State received a vote, and North Carolina A&T received a vote. So now let's just say this. Let's say this: if a couple of teams in this, the couple of teams over here in the bottom 5 lose a couple of games this weekend, and Jackson State continued their Jackson State and North Carolina A&T continued their winning ways over this coming week, then you might see both schools enter into the top 25, which is a great thing for us. It is a great thing for us. So both squads, y'all continue doing what you do. We got y'all full support on the baseball diamond. And yes, they have not. Yes, you are right, Jeremiah. They have not won a game. So in the SWAC standings, Jackson State sits at 9-3. Alabama State, this is in the East, 6-5. Valley is at 503-3. FAMU 5-6. Bethune-Cookman 4-7, and Alabama A&M 2-9. On the West, both Pine Bluff and Prairie View sits at 6-5. Southern is coming in at 3-7. Texas Southern 3-9. Grambling 2-8, and Alcorn, like I said, is 0-9. So this all could change by the end of this week. It all depends on how everybody does. Like I said, we got the only games that we lost. The first game of the season against Texas Southern, that was in the Cactus Jack Invitational. We lost the game 9-5. We lost 7-3 to Mississippi Valley, and we took a big bump against Mississippi State 19-6, in which that game ended in 7 innings. So again, we got a 2-game series against Rusk College today, which is a doubleheader. So the game has started now, and the second game will be an hour or two after the first game, which that will be at 5:00. Again, Presbyterian. We go to Memphis on Friday through Sunday. Presbyterian, Butler, and then the University of Memphis. And then coming home, we have Grambling at home on the 12th. Then on the 15th through the 17th, we have a 3-game series against Alabama State in Montgomery. We got Pine Bluff on March 19th in Jackson. Then on March 20th, we go to New Orleans to play University of New Orleans. Then we got a 3-game series March 22nd through the 24th against Mississippi Valley. That will be in Jackson. After that, we are on the road March 28th through the 30th against FAMU in Tallahassee. And then we got Pine Bluff on April the 2nd. So I'm just running down what we got going on right now. Then March 5th, April the 5th, we have pretty much almost a double header. Uh, March 5th, I don't know if this is a typo or not, but so I want to say March 5th, we got a game against Bethune-Cookman in Daytona. Then it says March 5th, we have a 2-game series against Alabama State. I don't know how we'll be able to do that, unless we're gonna fly from Daytona back to Jackson. So yeah, these yeah, they got to fix these times right here. Um, yeah, they have to fix these times right here. Um, April the 9th, we have Grambling in Grambling. Um, April the 12th through the 14th, we got Alabama A&M, 3-game series in Jackson. We got Tougaloo on April the 17th. April the 23rd, we have University of New Orleans in Jackson. A 3-game series to close out the month of April against FAMU in Jackson. Then we are in Ilabena for the beginning for a 3-game series in May against Valley. Then we play at University of Louisiana in Lafayette. May 10th through the 12th is Bethune-Cookman in Jackson, and then the last 3 games to end the season is from May 16th through the 18th, 3-game series against Alabama A&M in Huntsville, Alabama. So make sure y'all tune in, or however you want to watch, however you watch the game, you get your game. Tune in for that, because that's some good baseball going to be played this season. Hopefully we can get it to the. Hopefully the way that we are playing. Yeah, Jeremiah, I don't think that's correct. The way we are playing, we shall make some noise in the conference tournament, and if we can get past, I think Alabama State won. I know FAMU won the SWAC last season. The way it's going now, I feel like we can actually win the conference and represent the conference in the NCAA tournament. That's what I see. But it's good to watch. It's good to look at baseball, hear about baseball, talk baseball. So, we got some things going on. So, let's get into the meat and potatoes for right now. Get on a serious note. University of Florida shuts down the DEI at the school. Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer. Emmitt Smith, basically one of the greatest football players, running backs of all time. He has a rant towards his alma mater. So, University of Florida eliminates diversity, equity, and inclusion officers. Chief diversity officer and DEI officers among those fired. U of F fired 13 full-time diversity, equity, DEI positions and ended 15 administrative appointments for faculty Friday. It also eliminated the office of the chief diversity officer and ended DEI contracts with outside vendors, according to a Friday memo. The memo follows a 2023 Florida statute prohibiting the university from spending state or federal funds on DEI initiatives, which was approved by the Florida Board of Governors in its final form January 24th. The about $5 million that was previously allocated to DEI expenses will now fund faculty recruitment. The office's website listed had 3 employees, including CDO Marshall McGriff, Farrah Harvey, and Wilma Rogers. The memo did not disclose the future of the Center for Inclusion and Multicultural Engagement, which received over $400,000 in the 2022-2023 UF operating budget, 85% of which was state funded. The center oversees offices for Asian, Black, Hispanic, and LGBTQ student engagement. Employees fired will receive a 12-week severance pay and can apply for other positions with the university. Hiring for those employees will be fast-tracked, the memo added. The University of Florida is and will always be unwavering in our commitment to universal human dignity, the memo said. As we educate students by thoughtfully engaging a wide range of ideas and views, we will continue to foster a community of trust and respect for every member of the Gator Nation. Now, this was written on, I think this was written on Friday to be exact. Yes, this was written on March 1st. Now, now, my one of my favorite players, one of my favorite Dallas Cowboys, he was pissed. He had every right to be pissed. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the Twitter account. Go ahead and get on the Twitter account, so see if I can find it. All right. so so basically, this is what Emmitt wrote. He said, I'm utterly disgusted about U.S. decision and the precedent that it sets. Without the DEI department, the job falls to the office of the provost, who already has their hands full to raise money for the university and continue to advance the academic studies and athletic programs. And he wrote this in bold letters. We cannot continue to believe and trust that a team of leaders all made up of the same background will make the right decision when it comes to equity and diversity. History has already proven that is not the case. We need diverse thinking and backgrounds to enhance our university, and the DEI department is necessary to accomplish those goals. Instead of showing courage and leadership, we continue to fall based on systemic issues. And with this decision, University of Florida has conformed to the political pressures of today's time. To the many minority athletes at University of Florida, please be aware and vocal about this decision by the university, who is now closing the doors on other minorities without any oversight. And to those who think it's not your problem and stay on the sidelines and say nothing, you are complicit in supporting systemic issues. Basically, what Emmitt Smith said is the fact that because this office was to promote diversity, so if you're a black student, and probably let's say the student population at University of Florida, let's just say you're probably like what, maybe no, I'm trying to figure something out. Maybe you're like 3% or 5% of the total student population. What he's saying, and it's kind of like what Mr. The OG said last night on Ken Clark. Um, you're not going to have people that look like you, um, because because they want it's all a political game. It's all a political strategy. Uh, if we discontinue these programs, um, we want basically what is going on here and at other schools. that have done away with DEI initiatives and programs and offices is saying that white is right, and we're gonna go back to how things were before. We're gonna go back to how things were before our universities and institutions got um, desegregated. So it basically, because Emmitt Smith was an athlete at University of Florida, he matriculated at the University of Florida. He got his degree from the University of Florida. Um, uh, he plays Divine Nine at the University of Florida. Uh, everything about him is Gators. um, what he's saying is that um, welcome back to the 1960s, 50s, and the 60s. So now, if I'm an athlete, if I live in Florida, if I stay in Florida, if I'm an athlete and I'm choosing to go, I'm trying to make my choice about what school to go to, I wouldn't press my luck trying to go to the University of Florida. I wouldn't press my luck trying to go to Florida State or South Florida or Central Florida or University of Miami. Um, I'll make my way to uh, I'll make my way to FAMU. I'll make my way to Bethune-Cookman. I'll make my way to Edward Waters, to Florida Memorial. What's going on, Ghana? I'll make my way to my historically black colleges and universities in the state. And if you feel like the state is on that bullshit, I'll leave out of state. I go to the HBCU. I go to a school that wants you, that treats you like family, and you ain't got to worry about what, diversity and inclusion and stuff like that, because everything we have at our HBCUs is diversified. You'll feel like you'll feel like you're family. You feel like we treat you like family. We don't treat you like a number. You won't be a needle in a haystack. You'll be amongst greatness. You'll be amongst people that had came before you and walked those hollow halls, or walked the grass, uh, and say, "Come here." And not just for athletes, for any student, any student that's looking for not to be caught up in some political BS. Come to HBCU. Come to an HBCU where you are family. And and like I said, was Emmitt Smith right in what he ranted about and what he said? He was totally honest and truthful and very uh uh and he was basically on. He felt disappointed in the school. He feels disappointed in the state where he grew up at. And it's so crazy if you really think about it. Emmitt lives here in Dallas. All his kids went to school here in Dallas, as far as elementary, middle school, high school. His kids, most other than EJ, the rest of his kids went to college here in Texas. So he's been living in Dallas since 1989. I mean 1990. I was about to say 89. I'm sorry. That's Troy Aikman. But he's been living in Dallas since 1990. That man doesn't know no other. He doesn't know no other place other than where he was born, where he went to school at, and then where he played his professional sport and after sports. That man has not moved nowhere else. He's been here in Texas, in Dallas, and he does so much for diversity here in the city of Dallas, in Dallas County. Um, I have to catch up to him. I want to see if I can pick his brain and see what his thoughts are about, like literally about what's going on. Uh, oh Lord, oh my goodness. Anyway, um, pretty much that's what I have as far as for that subject right there. What we got going on? We got some other things coming up right here. I got this. I want to talk about this. The JSU hate is real. The JSU hate is real. Why they hate on us? Why hate us so much? Why hate on us? Why do y'all hate? Why do people hate that block? The block. The block letter. Why do they hate it? Why do they hate 1400 J.R. Lynch Street? Why do they hate West Jackson? That's where our school sits at. I mean, if you look at, you look at my intro, man, towards the end, we pulling up to Jackson State. So what is with the hate? I know family said they brag different and everything, but we I think we brag a little bit harder than family. Damn, turn the water off. Okay. So what's up with it? What's up with this? What's up with the slander? I mean, to start the year off right, playing in the Super Bowl with Usher, with our band and our alumni band tour with Drake and J. Cole, and then you know we got some other stuff going on with our football team. We got new head coach. We got new coaches coming in. We got players coming in that want to be here. They want to be at Jackson State. We got faculty and staff that treat our students like their own. But then you got backlash where we got people printing out articles about a bill saying that they're gonna shut down 3 schools, but the first 3 schools that they name are all HBCUs. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about how that bill, Bill 2726, like we said, was going to die in the Senate. It wasn't hearing nothing about that. Why, the IHL is not even worried about that. IHL feels in a sense they can actually get the schools to raise their enrollment, but it's also upon the IHL to stop getting in the way of progress to the smaller schools. So um let's let's just pump the brakes on the hate for Jackson State. Pump it. Pump the brakes. And while we at it, man, look, I know y'all want to be like us. I know y'all want to be like us. But guess what though, man? FAMU stay FAMU. And basically should have just well enough alone. And what I mean by that, look, but yeah, Leonard, y'all came in talking all that noise and got humbled real quick. But like I said, FAMU stay, they keep staying FAMU and this is not for everybody. This is just for certain people that just uh don't use one side of their brain. All right. Um so you got your National Alumni Association president. She up there looking at she up there looking at eggplants and peaches. Oh my God. I don't know where that woman is. People done ran her off, you know what I'm saying? And Pound Town Likes is going to be synonymous with FAMU. You know what's also synonymous with FAMU? Y'all got this guy named Parody Rattler videos. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got this guy named Parody Rattler. You know what I'm saying? He likes to he likes to he likes to throw stones and hide his hand. You get what I'm saying? He likes to throw stones and hide his hand. Block everybody who don't agree with him or who feel like they gonna come back with a vengeance on him. I don't know. I don't know what's up. He blocked me. I don't care. I do not care. That man do not pay my bills here in this house. He do not do anything else. He don't contribute to the cause. He don't contribute to this platform and nothing like that. But he blocked almost everybody of us. Hey, what's going on, Miss Moore? He blocked everybody. And not only you block everybody, like we gonna put it out there. Like you want to talk, then you gonna talk noise to the other folks, to your fellow people, your fellow rappers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with Earl. Yeah, I'm cool with Ashton. You know, I'm cool with Mr. Campbell. You know what I'm saying? That's my other uncle right there. You know, I'm cool with majority of rappers. I wouldn't be cool with I wouldn't be cool. I wouldn't be a brand ambassador if it wasn't for a rapper, and that's merch pack. I wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be in the position of rocking his merchandise without that man right there. And schools aside, you know, like me and him, we talk, you know, on the phone. Schools aside, you know, he a businessman, he a family man. You know what I'm saying? This is my business right here, and I'm also a family man. So, you know what I'm saying? We got things in common. And what he's, you know, trying to do is basically help me out, help other folks out. And he don't just deal with me. He got Ken, of course he got Scotty. He got, you know what I'm saying? He does a lot with a lot of folks that's in this HBCU space. So, you know, I deal with people. You know, Dr. Lord is another rattler. You know, Those are my investors right there. This parody rattler is nothing more than the dirt under my shoes. So I look on there last week and I'm just looking and I don't really too much paying attention because I be at work majority of the time. So I'm paying attention. I'm looking on little chat and everything, and I seen like he done tagged a whole bunch of people and stuff, and then he tagged one person that I'm like, sir, do you know what you're doing? Do you know who you tagging? Because you just tagging random folks, you know. Right now, you just tag just to be tagging, and I'm just saying, tag the person, whew, the glory hole rattler. Whatever that you do, whatever you want to do, but you know what I'm saying. Um, y'all got some stuff. Y'all got. I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all got some explaining to do about that. I need all my true rattlers out there to go talk to that dude right there and get him straight because he be putting some punk shit. And if anybody got a problem with that I said that about him, you can go ahead and tell him. He gonna block me. I don't care. I really do not care. But you put something in tweet last week and talking about somebody that glory hole. Y'all know what a glory hole is. Shit, don't, act like we don't know nothing about none. People don't know nothing about that shit right there. But when I would say man butts. I would say Fleece Johnson. Oh my goodness. I'll say the Boondocks, the Booty Warrior. If you don't know anything about that, y'all have lost some sort of touch with reality. And it did. He tagged what he wanted. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Yep. As he see it. If you see it, he blocked me. He blocked me. So don't matter. But like I said, should have left well enough alone. You don't tag this person. You don't block them, but this person talking about revealing some DMs. Talking about revealing some DMs. Not only did, and it's not a stay family. Okay, you got the little snake lady. You got the Rattler girl. She one, pose naked in front of the Rattler statue. Then you got there you had the issue with the certification of your players. Which that was on a serious note, but to some people that say it was comical. Then the 59-3 beatdown that you took 2 years ago. That nobody will never forget that. Just other things that does not, the coaching search was a total debacle. Where, like I said, you could have done, you could have said you said $70,000 and just go ahead and told that man just lift the associate, the interim head coach tag and just name him the head coach. That's it. That's all. But and now this should have just left well enough alone. But there are some rattlers that I'm very cool with. They don't be with none of that foolishness, and it is what it is. So um, hopefully y'all get that dude straight. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he stopped being such a nuisance and throwing stones and hiding his hand. Stop being a punk and stop stop being scary and come on out the closet. Oh my goodness, I could do this all day, y'all. But I gotta get ready for work. Be at work at 4 o'clock. But anyway, we'll be right back with another commercial break uh in just a minute.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
And welcome back. I had got some news before. I didn't get a chance to get this. I didn't get a chance to get this banner put out there yet. But this is coming from. I don't know why I even say this is coming from HBCU Premier Sports because they are trash when it comes to putting out some sort of information, some sort of news. But earlier this morning, Devon Morgan, of course from FAMU, he resigned his position at FAMU as the defensive pass game coordinator and the safeties coach. You know, and people, everybody, people jump to conclusions, but we don't want to jump to conclusions just yet of why he resigned. But then, probably about maybe 45 minutes ago, I get a message that he is now named the head football coach at Bluefield State University. So, even though Bluefield State CIAA Division II, um, even though that's kind of a step behind as far as divisions, it's an elevation up for him because this will be his very first head coaching job. So shout out to Mr. Morgan. He's preceding a man, a good dude, and Coach Coaxum, who I think he took. I think Coach Coaxum took a job at the Citadel this week. So I think over the weekend. Yes. So Coach Tony Coaxum took a job with Citadel over the weekend. Coach Morgan, formerly of FAMU, has taken over the reins at Bluefield State University. Now, this job is not the easiest jobs because we're talking about a school that is probably 75% white, but it's designated as an HBCU. It's a tall hill to climb, but I feel like if the school gives him time, he could probably come. That I felt like they really didn't do justice to Coach C when he was the head coach. We shall see we should see some things come up. Um, we shall see some things come up. So hopefully, he does a good job at Bluefield State, in Bluefield, West Virginia. It is the uh, uh, is only one of two uh, HBCUs in the state of West Virginia. The other will be West Virginia State University. Um, Congratulations to him, and hopefully he will excel and prosper in his new position and his new life. Now, I will let him. You should let him know it's different from being in Tallahassee to being in Bluefield, West Virginia, because ain't too much anything up there in West Virginia. So um, hopefully he'll get the ground running and get his staff together, and basically come out with who he wants to, as far as with recruiting coming along. So, like I said, congratulations to Devon Morgan, formerly of FAMU, now the head man at Bluefield State University. He stays in the HBCU world for everybody to see, and kudos to you. Today is Tuesday. I think today is early voting for general primary elections. This is the election year. This is the big election year for the president, and there's some other pieces and components that's going to be voted on this year too. Shout out to Miss Jasmine Crockett, who represents District 30 here in the state of Texas. And if y'all don't know who that lady is, she took over Eddie Bernice Johnson's district. So, and she is very, very critical of what Republicans do, and she basically calls them out to the floor, to the carpet, like she always, she should. And I'm glad that the state of Texas has her as a representative. I back her 1,000%. And she is a young representative for the House, the U.S. House, and hopefully she'll get it. But like I said, Mr. Emmitt said they voted in Tennessee. I know they did some voting in Alabama. I think we got some in here in Texas. So if you haven't done your due diligence, go out there and do your part. All right. You want things to change, you got to do your part. It's all right. Other than that, my last bit before we roll up out of here. I want to start a thing off with HBCU Content Creator Appreciation Tuesday. So my first appreciation to Content Creator Appreciation Tuesday would be shout out to From the Hill Podcast. And if you don't know who From the Hill Podcast is, you are living under a rock. But From the Hill Podcast is a collective, and it's not a financial collective, but I mean a collective of people. Basically, it's a podcast. It's a YouTube podcast. With them, they talk straight from Alabama A&M on the Alabama A&M perspective. Basically, what you see with Ken Clark, what you see with Timona and Sheila, with She Loves D, is basically what they do when it comes to Alabama A&M sports. Anything happening, anything that resonates with Alabama A&M, they own it. So this is my appreciation to y'all. Hopefully, if somebody can clip this and send it to you. But this is my appreciation to y'all from HBCU Overdrive. And also, the reason why I'm saying this is because I will be on the show. I will be on that show tonight. We talking about conference tournament coming up, so it'll be me and your boy G, from SWAC and the Food. So we'll be on there. We'll be on there tonight talking basketball, talking conference tournament. I'm not gonna be on there too much because I will be at work, so I will probably be on there for about my lunch break all the way up until it's time for me to come back, and then I'll go back in and finish out my shift. So um one of them people that I'm very cool with is my homegirl Jen. Um Miss J. Dot Murray, Jennifer Murray, real cool with her. So she's part of the podcast. Um, and everybody else, man. Um, I appreciate I appreciate everything that y'all do for the betterment of Alabama A&M University. Uh, y'all got a good AD out there, and AD Paul Bryant, who's also a cool dude. Had a pleasure of interviewing him last year, um, and hopefully y'all can send some this way, because I would love to go to the Magic City Classic. Never been there before, so if y'all extend an invitation, I'm more than likely and more than be humbly welcome to come chill and strategize and have some thoughtful conversation about both of our beloved institutions. But HBCU Content Creator Appreciation Tuesday, my first, like I said, uh, my first appreciation would be from the Hill Podcast, and this has been your guy, Doc Holiday. This has been HBCU Tonight, the midday edition. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure you comment and you share, and you most of all, mostly subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want, we got to keep the lights on up in here. We got to keep the thing rocking up in here. So make sure you hit that donation button um, to help ease some of the pain that your boy is going through. All right. Might as well do another story time with Doc. I told y'all how I ended up with my uncle, and how I used to be a knucklehead back when I was younger. Um, but I would tell you the story of how my love for HBCUs came about. Now, I will say this: I was born in the AME church. So when we used to have our AME convocation for the 10th district would be at Paul Quinn, which back then was in Waco. Um, and so basically, from the time I was born all the way up until they moved it to Fort Worth, I was stomping ground at Paul Quinn College in Waco, Texas. Um, Sometimes I miss those days being down there. I wonder what happened with the buildings and everything. I might have to take a trip down there to Waco, which is number like a hour and 15-minute drive from here. So I want to, make that little drive down there to Waco, see what's going on, what's up with the buildings, have they maintained some of those buildings, have they made it into a national historic landmark. Um, and basically, that's kind of where it started from. And then, like I said, I got in trouble. I mean, my first thing I saw was Grambling versus Southern on TV, and I was living in Oakland at the time, so I really didn't know too much about it. But then moving in with my uncle and my aunt is a Prairie View alum, so I got my love for HBCUs from her. Um, Not only is she alum, I have cousins. You know, I had a cousin went to Grambling. I had, of course, I had two of them went to Grambling. Of course, I had a couple that went to Prairie View. Some went to, a couple went to Texas Southern. I went to Jackson State. Another cousin went to Alcorn. Cousin went to FAMU. Nephew at Clark. Niece at Prairie View. That's son of Jackson State. Um, then I have cousins that went to Paul Quinn here in Dallas. Um, so we are scattered. And then I had an aunt that went to the old Bishop College before it closed down. So we are all scattered around. But that's where my love for HBCUs came from. It came from her, especially going to the State Fair Classic all the time and looking at the, not too much looking at the game, but more looking at the bands because I was a band head. Music runs in my family. Um, but it's a love that's going to stay unwavering. I feel like I would never change my love for HBCUs. Um, uh, I don't think anything else would change. I would always have love for my university at Jackson State University, and so should everybody else should have love for their respective universities and alma maters. Uh, but she also told me like if the school is not doing right by you, call them to the carpet. You know, call them to the carpet. Get on their head. You know, but that is where my love for HBCUs had come from. Came from that woman right there, Miss Sonia Howard Smith. Came from her, and when teaching me all that, a scrawny kid, 11-year-old scrawny kid, uh, about historically black colleges, universities, used to give me magazines as far as when it comes to sports and football and stuff like that. That's where I learned about CIAA. That's where I learned about the SIC. I learned about some of these other schools, the BAC, the SWAC, um, Langston, all the private schools here in the state of Texas. That's HBCUs. I learned all that through that magazine, the magazine publication. I forgot what it was, but uh, I wish they would brought it. They would still have it out. Um, and what I'm saying. So um, I just feel like in the end, um, I just feel like in the end, we shouldn't be bashing each other. We shouldn't be going at each other's throat unless your name is FAMU. But um, on a lighter note, I should be back on here tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be back on here tomorrow. Um, um, Sit here and watch some baseball before it's time for me to go to work. But if I'm on tomorrow, you'll see the stream pop up. And we'll got some other stuff to talk about. Last but not least, shout out to Coach Robert Jones and the Norfolk State men's basketball team. They did win. They went back to back to back to back, 4 in a row in the MEAC. So shout out to them. And always, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. It's your boy Doc. We out this thing. Peace.